Oh, that's what I'm screwing up. I knew there had to be. This seemed too easy. Yeah, okay. So these are all partially flooded. I knew there had to be something I was missing. The stars are right, and that means it's time for another episode of The Whisper in Darkness. I'm your host, the Man from Lang. Thank you very much for joining me today. On this episode, we are wrapping up our run through the Innsmouth Conspiracy campaign with Silas Marsh. That's right, we are playing Into the Maelstrom. This is a blind playthrough, so apologies in advance if I make any mistakes. I haven't had a chance to play this one yet, and I'm looking forward to bringing it to you today. There are spoilers throughout if you care about that sort of thing. If you enjoy what you hear, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the patrons of this channel for their tremendous support. The Arkham Horror LCG community is amazing, and these people have gone above and beyond to bring you content like these player card reviews. If you'd like to support the channel's goals and see your name on this list, head over to patreon.com, sign up for a tier of your choice, and claim your rewards. That would be awesome. Special thanks to Cole Monroe Chitty for the amazing art that graces the channel, Nicole Fiscus for the new Whisper in Darkness logo that I use for the podcast, and Nate Lost in Time and Space for the intro as well as the overlays. Thank you very much. I couldn't do it without you. Without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back, Arkham Horror fans. Glad you could join me today for this blind playthrough of Into the Maelstrom, the final scenario in the Innsmouth Conspiracy campaign. We are going to wrap things up today. Hopefully, Silas can get a good result and make it out alive. As you may remember, we finished the Light in the Fog with 3 XP and the Lair of Dagon with 3 XP. So we had 6 XP to spend for a total of 17 XP for the campaign. I decided to pick up 2 copies of Burn After Reading, the new Survivor Exile card from the Edge of the Earth Investigator expansion that lets you basically exile a level 0 card and gain 2 clues without having to make a skill test. I'm hoping that will improve our clue discovery, which has been a little bit lacking throughout this campaign. Based on the setup for this scenario, I think discovering clues quickly and efficiently is going to be very important. So 2 copies of Burn After Reading should help us gather clues at those High Shroud locations. We also picked up 1 copy of True Survivor, which lets us recur innate cards from our discard pile. Of course, innate cards are, that's what Silas is all about, and I believe all of our skills have the innate trait. So if we get True Survivor, we can recover 3 of those skills, which is nice. We don't have to necessarily rely on Resourceful or Scrounge for supplies to do it. And finally, I had 1 XP left. I wasn't quite sure what to do with that XP, so we ended up picking up a copy of 5 of Pentacles. If we can get that in our opening hand, we'll have start the game with +1 sanity and +1 health. We did take a mental trauma at the end of the Lair of Dagon, so hopefully if we do need some a little additional sanity, we can get the 5 of Pentacles or Peter Sylvester down. No other main changes to the deck. We did end up taking out 1 copy of True Understanding, 1 copy of Take Heart, 1 copy of the Grisly Totem, and 1 copy of Belly of the Beast to make room for all of those cards. Most of these cards that I removed haven't really played a huge role in the campaign so far. So the only one that I was kind of hard to take out was Take Heart, because it does draw us cards, but we do have Unrelenting for that if necessary. So I'm not overly concerned there. I think we're set up and ready to go in Octagon, so let's swap over and get this game underway. So the setup for this campaign, for this particular scenario, required us to set aside some keys, which you can see here at the top of the screen. We had the key to Iha Inthlai, so we start off this game with the blue key under our control. There are 4 keys set aside the red, blue, green, and either the purple, black, or white key. We don't know which is which. In order to advance to Act 2, we are going to need to find the green, red, and yellow keys. So that's why I said that discovering clues is going to be very important at the beginning of this scenario. I believe the keys have been largely hidden at the Tidal pool locations, so hopefully we can find those quickly and discover the clues that we need, and then we can carry on our way. We start the scenario with the diving suit in play, which we picked up in A Light in the Fog. It's a 3-cost asset that has the item and armor trait. You ignore the forced ability on the current agenda, which of course is the if you're at a fully flooded location and you don't go to a partially flooded location at some point during your turn, you take 5 damage. As a forced effect, when any amount of damage would be placed on you, you have to place 1 of that damage on Diving Suit, and when Diving Suit leaves play, remove it from the game. It takes up a body slot and has 3 health. So we've got a total of 12 health for this particular scenario. That should do us well. We did take that mental trauma, so we're starting off with 4 sanity, so we're going to either need to get that 5 of Pentacles down to give us a little bit of a sanity boost, or of course Peter Sylvester to help us out. Agenda 1 day is under the surface. Your boat lands on the Black Reef, and you descend once more into the tidal caverns. Deeper and deeper still you travel, until all thoughts of returning to the surface seem like fantasy. And it has the forced effect. When your turn begins, if you are in a fully flooded location, you struggle for air. When your turn ends, if you did not enter an unflooded or partially flooded location during your turn, you take 5 damage, so it's the same. And it has a doom threshold of 6. Act 1A is back into the depths. Finally, you reach the gateway to the final depths, a swirling vortex of otherworldly currents beyond which Iha Inthlai, the city of the deep ones, awaits. Somehow you must gain entrance. The objective is, if each investigator at gateway to Iha Inthlai and the investigators possess each of the following keys, blue, red, yellow, and green, advance. This one did receive some errata, not a huge errata, simply saying that we may advance instead of forcing you to advance. So once we get the keys and get back to the gateway to Iha Inthlai, we have the choice of advancing rather than being forced to advance. We are playing into the Maelstrom on standard difficulty. The skulls are a -1, -3 instead if there are 4 more unflooded Iha Inthlai locations in play. The cultists, of which there are 2 in the bag, are -3. If you fail, place 1 doom on the current agenda. This may cause the current agenda to advance. Oh wow, so the cultists are ancient evils. The tablets, of which there is 1, is a -4, and if you fail, you must either increase the flood level of your location or take 1 damage. And the Elder Thing is a -5. If you fail and there is a key on your location, take 1 horror. Now, we were forced, at the end of the Lair of Dagon, we met Syzergy again, and we had to choose whether to not tell him anything, or lie to him, or cooperate with him. And the result of that choice ended up adding a token to the bag. We told Syzergy nothing, so we ended up adding another Elder Thing token to the bag. So there are 2 -5s in the bag for this scenario, which is rough. Not entirely happy about that, but we will. It is what it is. I think that's it. I think we're ready to draw our opening hand. We're here at the gateway to Iha Inthlai, 2 shroud location, 0 clues, no game text to speak of. And it starts the game partially flooded, so we simply need to go find some keys. And there are 4 to choose from, so hopefully we can find these keys quickly and get a move on. 6 doom is not a lot of doom to work with, so we're going to have to move fast. Looks like we are ready to draw our opening hand, so let's do that now and see how we're going to start off this game. Just a reminder that if you are a patron of the channel, stay tuned for the Patreon post-game show where I talk about how my deck performed during this scenario, as well as my thoughts on the scenario and this time around the campaign as a whole, since this is the final scenario in that campaign. And once this goes live on the channel, we'll be looking forward to starting off our campaign with of the Edge of the Earth. So I'm looking forward to bringing you that one. Let's draw our opening hand and see how we do. All right, we get Resourceful, Meat Cleaver, Burn After Reading, Lucky, and Meat Cleaver. So Meat Cleaver was very important last game. Burn After Reading, of course, we need to exile a level 0 to 5 card from our hand to discover 2 clues at our location. If the card was level 2 or higher, we can also remove 1 Doom from the agenda. I don't think we have a lot of... I don't think we've got a lot of experience cards to actually exile, so that one's going to be just for the 2 clues. We don't need 2 Meat Cleavers, we know that. Resourceful, we don't need that. Do we get rid of the Lucky? Yeah, I think given that we have the Pentacle in there, we're going to get rid of the Lucky as well. So we get 3 cards. We get a Not Without a Fight, a Scrounge for Supplies, and an Inquiring Mind. So no old key rings. No old key rings or pentacles or anything like that to help us out. Never happy to see Not Without a Fight in my opening hand. Perhaps I should have taken that out instead of a Take Heart, but Scrounge for Supplies, not a great card in our opening hand either. We only have 1 copy in the deck, but basically we mulliganed a Resourceful and got a Scrounge for Supplies back, so we're going to have to rely on Burn After Reading and Inquiring Mind to discover clues until we can get a copy of Unrelenting or an old keyring or something like that to help us out. I think it's time to begin the game, so let's go to turn 1 investigation phase. We will get our actions, and I guess we can go up, down, left, or right. Let's go up. And well, let's not go up yet. Let's play the Meat Cleaver. So we're in our diving suit carrying a Meat Cleaver around. So, and then we're going to move. We'll go up and we will see what our location is. It is an underwater cavern, 2 shroud location with 1 clue. As an action, you can move from underwater cavern to any flooded cave location forced after underwater cavern is revealed. It becomes fully flooded, but we're in our diving suit, so we're not overly concerned about that at the moment. Because we are in the diving suit, we ignore the forced effect on Agenda 1A, so we don't have to worry about that. So we played, we moved. I guess we try to discover a clue here. Let's commit Inquiring Mind. We're going to go 2V, or we're going to go 5V2 for a clue. Chaos Bag says -3, so we do discover a clue. 5v2 is just enough to grab this clue, so Inquiring Mind gets us a clue, but or do we want to do that? I don't think we actually want to do that, to be honest, because getting a clue there doesn't do us any good right now. We need keys, and to get keys we need to find the locations with keys on them. So let's move again rather than do that. I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. We find an underground river, 4 shroud location with 2 clues. Underground river cannot be fully flooded. After underground river is revealed, increase its flood level. It's worth a victory point and has 2 clues, but again, no keys on it. So I don't think we want to bother investigating here. We don't have a ton of investigate in our hand as it is, and so burning it on locations that don't have keys on them seems like a bad idea. We go to the enemy phase, of course, no enemies. During upkeep, we draw a copy, our only copy of Alter Fate level 3. Fast, play during any free ability player window. Choose and discard from play a non-weakness treachery that is not attached to a non-elite or to an elite enemy. So if we do get frozen in fear, that is our ticket out. And that's going to do it for turn 1. Turn 2, 1 of 6 Doom. Our encounter card is going to be Memory of Oblivion. Test 4 willpower or 4 intellect. If you reveal a Elder Thing token during this test, you automatically fail. For each point you fail by, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Oh dear. We don't have a great hand, and both of those are, we only have 2 in each of those. So we could end up discarding our entire hand here. Alright, well, I don't think we can use Alter Fate to deal with this, so we're going 2v4, and we're going to discard a bunch of cards in our hand, which is very unfortunate. Do we use Inquiring Mind on this just to keep us... Otherwise we lose our hand. But I feel like we need the Inquiring Mind to discover clues. If we lose 4... we lose everything but Burn After Reading. And that seems likely, given the makeup of the Chaos Bag. I'm going to commit Inquiring Mind to this. I really don't like this, but maybe we get to pull it back to our hand if we pass this. Chaos Bag, oh, -4, dear me. So the Chaos Bag's going to play hardball here to kick things off. So we were at 2 plus 3 is 5, down to all the way back down to 1. And so we failed by 3. So we lose everything except I'm going to keep the Burn After Reading. Oh, that was nasty. A rough Mythos phase for turn 2. Memory of Oblivion obliterates our hand, and that is not a very good position to be in to kick things off. We go to the investigation phase of turn 2. I feel like we need to draw some cards here. We can't even use Burn After Reading without another card in our hands, so let's draw a card. We get another Not Without a Fight. That's really not what I want to be seeing right about now. Let's draw one more. We get Silas's Net. Again, no help there. And let's continue our search for keys. There is a Tidal Pool. Tidal Pool gets +1 Shroud while it is partially flooded, +2 Shroud while it is fully flooded. After Tidal Pool is revealed, randomly choose one of the set-aside face-down keys and place it on Tidal Pool without looking at it. So we'll put that one there. I had shuffled up the keys before the game began, so no idea which keys we're going to get, unfortunately. So this is... it's not flooded in any way, which is okay. But we're going to need something to get us through this here. Nothing in the enemy phase. During the investigation phase, we pick up a True Survivor. Let's take a look at what we have in our discard pile. We've got 2 skills in our hand, in our discard pile, but Not Without a Fight is gumming up the works here. We just don't really need it at the moment. So that's unfortunate. Mythos phase of turn number 3. 2 Doom of 6. Our encounter card is going to be Thalassophobia. This is, I believe, a treachery that is unique to this scenario. Revelation: if no investigators are at flooded locations, Thalassophobia gains Surge. So that's that. Surges into the Deep One Bull. After Deep One Bull engages you, choose and discard 1 card from your hand. After an investigator defeats another Deep One enemy at any location, ready Deep One Bull and move it once toward that investigator's location. It's got 4 fight, 5 health, and 2 evade, and deals 2 damage. So the Deep One Bull engages us, and we have to discard a card. I think we're probably going to evade this guy. So let's, we'll lose the net. And we will go to the investigation phase of turn number 3. We gain our actions, so we need this clue, and we need to get away from the Deep One Bull, and we need to draw some cards. We are, this is really not the start I had hoped for. So let's go, what's the worst that can happen here? We can take a horror, that's pretty bad. Take a damage or increase the flood level of our location. Place a doom on the current agenda. Man, oh man. Is that a... yeah, it's a fail. Okay, well... let's try to, as our first action, we're going to try to evade the Deep One Bull. We're currently going 4v2. We can go 6v2 with not without a fight. Chaos Bag says another -4, so that's 2 -4s in the first, as our first 2 draws. So that is going to be 6v2, so we pass. So the Deep One Bull is evaded. He is hanging out here. He is not a hunter, but we don't have anything to get... we don't have anything to grab this clue here yet. We could exile Burn After Reading and True Survivor to remove a doom from play and gather these clues and grab this key. Is that worthwhile? We'd be totally gutting our hand for that, for 1 clue. But we get a key out of the deal. The problem is I don't want to stick around here if I have to. I really don't want to hang out with this Deep One Bull and have to waste my time evading it. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to play the Burn After Reading. We're going to exile True Survivor. So we're going to get to remove a doom from play. So that's something. Where do we put this? It's removed from play. So let's put it... let's just dump it into our sideboard. So we exiled, and we exile Burn After Reading. So we gain this clue without making a skill test. Then there are no clues, so we get this key, which turns out to be the green key. Okay, that is one of the keys we need. We're looking for red and yellow still. And we have 1 action left, so we'll keep on moving. We find the Dark Abyss. 2 shroud location with 1 clue. After Dark Abyss is revealed, randomly choose one of the set-aside face-down keys and place it on Dark Abyss without looking at it. After the last clue is discovered from Dark Abyss becomes fully flooded. Increase the flood level of each location connected to Dark Abyss. Okay, so there's a key here. It's only a 2 shroud location though, so that plays to our weakness, I guess. Nothing during the enemy phase. We get Silas's Harpoon. No help there. We're really struggling in the clue discovery department. I mean, this has been an issue throughout the campaign, but we're really feeling it in this one. Just no real options to discover clues easily, like Old Keyring or Sharp Vision or anything like that. So not happy to see that card. The Deep One Bull ready during the enemy phase, but he's not a hunter. We go to the enemy phase, or we go to the Mythos phase of turn 4, 2 of 6 Doom, since we removed 1 with Burn After Reading. We draw another Deep One. Dagon's Brood. This is a Deep One unique to this scenario. 1 fight, 4 health, 3 evade. Spawn the Lair of Dagon or Gateway to Iha Inth Lai, whichever is farther from you. So he shows up over here at the Gateway to Iha Inth Lai. It is a hunter. Forced after Dagon's Brood engages you. If Dagon is in play, either place 1 Doom on Dagon or Dagon attacks you, and it deals 1 damage. So not that hard to kill with 1 health or 1 fight, but 4 health will take a couple whacks with the meat cleaver to take care of that. Now, the Deep One, if we kill this dude, the Dagon's Brood, the Deep One Bull will move toward us Not a huge issue. This is one of the rare deep ones that doesn't seem to have a on-engage effect, which is kind of nice. Oh, no, it does. That's the Doom thing. Okay. All right. Well, that brings us to the investigation phase of turn number 4. We're still drawing cards here, unfortunately. We get Unrelenting. Okay. All right. We needed that. Now we need to use Unrelenting to draw some cards for us. Can we discover this clue? I think we're going to have to give it a try. So let's commit Unrelenting. We're going to go seal some tokens. But we're going to have to seal good tokens here because we want cards more than anything right now. We'll keep the Elder Sign. +1, 0, or Bless. So there are 2 zeros and a +1. So the odds of actually passing this test are pretty low, but we're just trying to draw cards at the moment because we don't have that memory of Oblivion just devastated us right at the beginning, and we are running behind. Okay, so we've sealed 2 zeros and a +1, and we get to draw 2 cards. There's a Quick Thinking and a Sharp Vision. Okay. So let's go Chaos Bag. Oh, Chaos Bag throws us an Elder thing. We fail, and there is a key at our location, so we take a Horror. We have 2, so we only have 3 sanity left, and we took a Horror there, but we do get we'll pull our Unrelenting back, and we drew some cards. All right, so let's use, that was our first action. We can use Sharp Vision to go 4v2 for our second action. Actually, we're going to get 3, so we're going to go 5v2. Chaos Bag says Skull. That's a -3 if there are 4 or more unflooded Inthli locations in play. So that would be a -3. But we were at 5. So we do manage to pull it off. So we grab this clue. We will use once we discovered the last clue from Dark Abyss, it becomes fully flooded. And we increase the flood level of each location connected to Dark Abyss. So that would be this tidal pool and this location here. And we get this key, which is the yellow key. 2 keys to go. We have discovered the blue, green, and yellow key. And we need the red one. So this is either, one of these is red, one of them is purple, white, or black. I think I'm going to use my last action to draw a card. Did I do that already? So I drew a card. Oh, that was my last action. Okay. So I drew a card, which was Unrelenting. Then I tried to fish for a clue here, which didn't work. And then I played Sharp Vision, which did work, and we got the clue. So that is the end of our turn. The Dagon Brood, we can either move him south toward this tunnel location or west to this one. We're going to go west because we are headed east, and we don't need to make our lives any more difficult. We get a Lucky during the upkeep phase, so that might help us get another clue. We go to the Mythos phase of turn 5, 3 of 6 Doom. Our encounter card is the Tidal Alignment. Choose an investigator where there is at least one choose a location where there is at least one investigator. Increase that location's flood level. Each investigator at that chosen location takes 1 damage. If the chosen location's flood level is not increased by this effect, it gains Surge. This was already fully flooded, so that doesn't happen. We draw Macabre Memento. Oh, this could be bad. Test 3 willpower. If you reveal a cultist token during this test, you automatically fail. If you fail, take 2 horror. That's rough. That would put us at 1 sanity. We're going 2v3. I think we just have to risk it. Oh man, third -4 of the game. Nothing's going to pull us out of that one. So we take another 2 horror, and we are at 4 of 5. 4 of 5 sanity. Things are looking very grim for Silas. Things are looking very grim indeed. There isn't a whole lot we can do when we're pulling -4s from the bag, and that is our third -4 of the game. We go to the investigation phase of turn 5. We get our actions. We're going to move to this tidal tunnel location. It is a tidal pool. It gets +1 shroud while it is partially flooded and +2 shroud while it is fully flooded. There is a key here. So it's a 4 shroud location. 4 shroud location, and we are a 2 intellect. We need this clue. I think we need to draw some cards. There is the 5 of Pentacles. I think we're going to actually play that as our last action to give us 1 more health and 1 more sanity. The health I don't care about, but the sanity, man oh man. We are running thin at the moment. Enemy phase, the Deep One Brood, or Dagon's Brood, hunts down to the Dark Abyss. Upkeep phase, we draw Take Heart. Okay, that will get us some cards and resources if we fail a skill test, which we are very likely to do if we investigate here. Maybe we leave this turn, go find another location with a key on it, and see if that doesn't work out better for us. It is turn number 6, 4 of 6 doom. Our encounter card is going to be Syzergy. We must decide, choose one. Each investigator loses 3 resources, takes 2 horror, or we place 1 doom on the current agenda. I guess we'll lose the resources. So we have no resources. Our hand has stabilized. We now have 5 cards in our hand. Sea Change, Harpoon, Lucky, Unrelenting, Quick Thinking, and Take Heart. So that is that. It is the investigation phase of turn 6. We will gain our 3 actions. So we're going 2v4 here. We would need... Man, I'm very reluctant to just investigate and hope I get a 0 or something, and then I can lucky up to the 4. Because of that, the Elder thing. So let's commit Unrelenting. We're going to seal some tokens. We're definitely sealing the Elder things, because we don't want to take horror. And then, I mean, at this point it doesn't much matter, so we'll just seal the -4 over here. So we're sealing 2 -4, or 2 -5s and a -4. And that will help us there. So we are at 3v4. Let's commit Take Heart to this. Yeah, okay. So we're going 3v4. Do we want to commit Take Heart? We're trying to pass this test. We want to lucky into the pass, if possible. I'm going to commit this Sea Change Harpoon instead. So we're going to go... but we're going to have to give up our Unrelenting. Maybe. 4v4. Chaos Bag says... That's a cultist. That is a -3. And, oh man, that's just not enough, is it? That's just not enough. We get a -3. So that drops us from a 4 down to a 1. And we can't lucky up to it. So we're going to pull Unrelenting back to our hand, and that's going to be a failure, and we're adding a Doom. So we removed a Doom, and then we added one back, so we are advancing next turn. That's our first action. That was unfortunate. I was hoping for a better pull on the bag there than a -3. If we'd gotten a -2... We could have grabbed a clue, or a -1 would have been the best, because then we could have pulled Unrelenting back and played lucky. Oh, we didn't have a resource, so it's moot. Let's keep moving. We're gonna have to leave that clue. There's another Dark Abyss. After Dark Abyss is revealed, we set a key there. 2 shroud location with 1 clue. Again, it will flood everything if we discover the clue there. We have 1 action left. I'm going to draw a card. There's Peter. Okay. That is a big deal. So maybe I needed the take heart last time. Yeah, it wasn't going to work out the way I was hoping there. So that's fine. We will deal with it. Enemy phase, the Dagon's Brood moves to Tidal Pool. Now we could head in there and kill that thing and keep the deep one bull at bay. During upkeep we draw Alina Harper. So we draw both of our allies, but we definitely want Peter more than her just due to our precariously low sanity at the moment. Turn 7, 6 of 6 Doom. We are advancing. Maelstrom Mutation. The waters continue to roil in embulant energy, as if somehow alive. With each passing moment, the sea grows more and more volatile. Stranger still are the monstrous creatures that now patrol the dark waters, creatures that defy the laws of nature. Shuffle the set-aside Loigar enemy and the set-aside Aquatic Abomination enemy into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. So we get another couple of enemies in the deck. Big enemies, I believe. 354 and 572. So pretty beefy. Alright. But that's it. We go to Agenda 2A, Celestial Alignment. Even this deep beneath the surface of the ocean, you can tell that your time is running short. You feel the pull of the tide as it courses through the water. Every bone in your body quakes. The walls breathe as though alive. It has the same text as all the other agendas about the damage. If we're in a fully flooded location, we've got the diving suit, so that doesn't matter. And it has a doom threshold of 8. I can see that Agenda 3A has a doom threshold of 10, so we have time. We just we need to get these clues. We have to draw an encounter card, which is going to be, of course we do. We draw the Aquatic Abomination right off the bat. I did shuffle the encounter deck, did I not? I did. Aquatic Abomination, 5 fight, 7 health, 2 evade, Monster Abomination Hunter. While Aquatic Abomination is moving, fully flooded locations are considered connected to one another. Aquatic Abomination cannot attack during the same phase it moved via its Hunter keyword. It deals 2 damage and 2 horror. And that is engaged with us. So we have 3 enemies on the table. The Deep One Bull is not an issue. Dagon's Brood is going to give chase. We need to evade the Aquatic Abomination, discover this clue, and get out of here. So let's work on evading the Aquatic Abomination first. It is turn 7. We have our 3 actions. The first action is going to be to try to evade the Aquatic Abomination. We draw another cultist, which is a -3. We add another doom. It's bad news. We try to evade again. We get a skull. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3. Or is that just a -1? We need 4 or more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a -1, so we do succeed there. So the Aquatic Abomination is evaded. And let's move up. It's another underground river, 4 shroud location, 2 clues. When it's revealed, we increase its flood level. And that's going to be our turn. Enemy phase, we draw our second copy of Unrelenting during the upkeep. We add a doom, 2 of 8 doom on turn 8. Our encounter card is another deep one. This is the Lurking Deep one. After it engages us, 2 fight, 2 health, 4 evade. Lowest, its prey is the lowest agility. After Lurking Deep one engages, you take a damage, which goes on our diving suit. Alright, so I think we need to kill this dude. Investigation phase of turn 8. We are going to attack this dude with the meat cleaver. We get a +2 because we have 3 or fewer sanity remaining. Unfortunately, we cannot take the horror. That is too bad. So we're going to have to just go... We're going to have to attack him twice and then move away if we want to keep ahead of these nasty enemies that are giving chase. So first action, we're going to go 6v2. Chaos Bag gives us another skull. That's a -1, so it takes a damage. Action number 2, we will attack 0. Here's our first 0 of the game. So we kill the Lurking Deep one, and we get to heal a horror. So we have 3 of 5 sanity left, which is good. And now let's keep... because if we move to Gateway of Iha Inth Lai and fight the Dagon's Brood there, the Deep One Bull is going to engage us. Oh man, this Aquatic Abomination is a huge thorn in our side at the moment, because we sort of need to drag it away so we can actually have some time to do something. We've got the 2 keys on the table. So this location up top is probably not going to be the one in the upper right corner. Probably won't have any keys on it, so we don't have to worry about that. But this Deep One Bull is in a bad position. I don't feel like taking 2 damage. But we still don't have what we need in order to investigate either of these locations. So, do we take a damage from the Dagon's Brood? But killing the Dagon's Brood is going to be a huge pain. Dagon's Brood is easy to kill, but he's got 4 health, which means we'd have to hit it 3 times with the meat cleaver. And we'd be placing a doom on our location, or on the table. I think we have to move away. We're in another underwater cavern. We can move to any flooded cave location. Gee, that works out in our favor. So we can swim from this underwater cavern to either the tidal pool or this dark abyss. So when these enemies hunt, let's pull them both up. If we pull them both up and then swim from here down to dark abyss. We can't. We'd have to go to tidal pool to avoid. We'd have to get the clue and move to stay away from these enemies. Okay, so this is actually fully flooded, which matters. This guy here is moving. Fully flooded locations are considered to be connected to one another. So this is not fully flooded. It only becomes fully flooded once we discover the clue there. Okay. Yeah, we could move the Dagon's Brood over to the Dark Abyss, but then we'd have to go to the tidal pool, which is harder for us. So I feel like we go to... Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Okay, upkeep phase, we draw track shoes. Now we're drawing all of our assets. Except the old key ring, haven't seen that yet, which would be a huge boon to us. We do have 3 resources though, so we can play Peter Sylvester now. But we sort of need this clue. We need to find this other key. The red key is either at the tidal pool or the dark abyss. We go to the Mythos phase of turn 9, 3 of 8 Doom. Our encounter card is Psychic Pull. If you have no cards in your hand, Psychic Pull gains Surge. Otherwise, discard 1 random card from your hand, then test X willpower, where X is the printed cost of that discarded card. If you fail, lose an action. Oh dear. Alright, well, it's random discard, which is never good. And of course, we lose Alina Harper, which is painful, not just because she has 4, she costs 4, so we're testing 4 willpower, but she has 2 intellect skill icons, which could have really helped us gather a clue. So we're going 1v4, or we're going 2v4, sorry, we're going to lose an action here, almost guaranteed. We do. So we go to the investigation of turn 9 and we only have 2 actions. Oh, this is not going well. Oh, this is not going well. That hurt. So now we can move, but we can't investigate. We can move and then investigate, but then we get attacked, which would kill us. We can't let this thing catch us, this aquatic abomination. Oh, it doesn't move. It doesn't attack the same turn it moves due to its hunter keyword. So that's helpful. Oh man. This is a tough decision. I feel like we need Peter and our track shoes down if we're going to have any chance of working our way through this. Let's play Peter. We can't win if we go insane, so we'll get Peter down. That gives our willpower and agility a boost as well. And then I think we're just going to have to move to this other underwater cavern. We're going to take a damage, which the tracksuit is going to absorb for, or not the tracksuit, the diving suit is going to absorb for us. And we're going to add a doom. So we move to the other underwater cavern. Dagon's Brood engages us. The diving suit takes a damage. We add a doom. The Aquatic Abomination will continue moving up. We go to the upkeep phase. We get our second meat cleaver. No help there. And that's going to do it. We go to the Mythos phase of turn number 10. 5 of 8 Doom. Our encounter card is Treacherous Depths. Peril. You must either choose one. Increase the flood level of your current location. We cannot do that. Or discard assets from your play area with a total resource cost of X, where X is your location's shroud value. So we'd have to we can't increase the flood level of our location because it's fully flooded, so we've got to discard an asset from our play area. Well, I think the 5 of Pentacles will be discarded. It costs 3 and our shroud value is 2, so that will keep that. I've got Peter in play now, so we can absorb some sanity. That's going to be it. Investigation phase of turn 10. Now, what do we do about this chump? We need to evade him, move to the tidal tunnels, and somehow grab a clue somewhere. Grab a clue at either Dark Abyss or any we can only go to Tidal Pool. We can't go to Dark Abyss, so we have to go to the Tidal Pool. All right, we're going to evade this guy. We're going to go 5v3. Chaos Bag says Skull, that's a -1. So he is evaded. Rare Spot of Good News. There we go. We can use an action to move all the way down here to the tidal pool at the bottom. 2v4. So we need to draw a 0. Oh man, just such bad odds. I say we throw a take heart to this and just hope and pray here. We get a cultist, which is the worst possible one to get because it's adding a doom. -3, so that's a fail, and we add a doom. But we did fail, so we get 2 cards. There's our Grizzly Totem and another Quick Thinking and 2 resources. Where are our key rings? 12 cards left in our deck and we haven't seen a key ring yet. Or our other Sharp Vision. Or Resourceful. Like, where is all of our recursion? Where is it? We've got 2 copies of Resourceful, 2 old key rings, a Sharp Vision, just all the cards that we want. And they're down in the deck somewhere. All right. Well, this is annoying. We do have the resources now to pay for our track shoes, which will be quite helpful. I just feel like we're just wasting time at this point. Like we're just going way too slow because we haven't been able to investigate effectively, and that's the problem when you play an investigator with 2 intellect. Enemy phase. The Aquatic Abomination heads down. Fully flooded locations are connected to each other. So he is actually going to go here, because he can actually get that far. All right. We draw our weakness, of course. We'll get rid of a... So we put our weakness, Siren's Call, into our threat area. As an additional cost to commit one or more cards to skill tests, you must pay 1 resource for each matching skill icon. We can take 2 actions to discard Siren's Call. Just a big action tax at this point, but without an old key ring to help us out here, we really need... we're really going to need some luck. You sort of would expect to have drawn one by now, but it's just not working out in our favor. All right, well, we're going to the Mythos phase of turn 11. There are 7 of 8 Doom. We draw Hydra's Brood, another enemy on the table. 3 fight, 3 health, 2 evade, Lair of Hydra, or the Gateway to Iha and Thly, whichever is farther from you. It is a hunter. After it engages you, if Hydra is in play, either place 1 Doom or Hydra attacks you. Oh, we don't add a Doom for the after Hydra's engagement if Dagon's in play. Okay, so we don't actually. I added 1 too many Doom. Doesn't affect the if. It's only if Dagon is in play, so there's actually 1 less Doom. Well, that's nice. But there's another enemy on the table. And yeah, we're just... The problem is we're running out of space to hide. We've taken too long to get these clues, and now... the clues that we need to get the keys, and now we're just going to get swarmed, unfortunately. All right, well, we go to the investigation phase of turn 11. We need to keep moving away. Unfortunately, I think this game is... we're really running out of time here. Like this, one of these, we need to get the clue at one of these and grab the key. And that key has to be the one we need. So we can get out of here and hope that when the board resets, which it does, all these enemies disappear, because if not, we are in deep, deep trouble. But we have 3 actions and we have our weakness in play, which is not good. I think we get rid of our weakness for 2. And then we put our eggs in the Dark Abyss basket and run over there. And all the enemies will move during the enemy phase. So Hydra's Brood moves here. The Aquatic Abomination moves to the Tidal Tunnels. And then Dagon's Brood will move to Gateway of Iha and Thly. Upkeep, we draw an Inquiring Mind. That might be enough. That might be enough without an old key ring to grab that clue and discover that key. Unfortunately, we're going to take another damage and lose our diving suit. Quite possibly. Alright, well. It is the Mythos phase of turn 12, 7 of 8 Doom. Our encounter card is Deep 1 Assault. Disengage from each Deep 1 enemy at your location. Each Deep 1 enemy at your location and each connecting location engages you. If no enemies engage you with this effect, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a deep one enemy spawn and engage with you. So deep ones. So we've only got one at an adjacent location. And each connecting location engages you. So this Hydra brood engages us. We take a horror, which Peter will soak for us. After Hydra's brood engages you if Hydra is in play, so that's not a concern. Oh man. Not ideal, I'm afraid. There's too many enemies on the table at this point, I think, but maybe we can get out of it. Maybe. Maybe if we throw everything into a quick thinking, unrelenting, inquiring mind test, that would get us through. All right, we need to... it is the investigation phase of turn 12. We need to evade Hydra's brood. Or we could kill it, but killing it doesn't... We're going to advance next turn. Just wasted too much time. It's the problem with solo, is there you just have to you have to move quickly, and we just weren't able to move quickly enough, I think. So even if we do manage to get this clue, and this is the right key, we're going to be in a tough spot. So let's just try to evade it. We're going 5v2. Chaos Bag says -1. So that is evaded. Now we are going to try to get this clue. So we're going to commit Inquiring Mind, Unrelenting, and Quick Thinking. So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 v2. We're going to seal the nasty tokens. All right, 7v2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 v2. Chaos Bag says -1. Okay. So we evaded that. We investigated. Now we want to... We are 6v2. We can pull Unrelenting back to our hand safely. We get an extra action out of the deal because we succeeded by 2. We get this clue, at which point the Dark Abyss floods. Becomes fully flooded. But we get this key. Now, this key needs to be the red key. It is the red key. Okay. Okay, we found the red key. We have 2 actions left, and we can resign. But we're going to have to engage Dagon's brood, which is going to deal a damage to us, which is going to knock out our diving suit. But I think given the circumstances, we don't have a lot of choice. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move twice up to the gateway of Iha Inth Lai, The Brood of Dagon is going to engage us. We're going to take a damage, and the diving suit is going to go bye-bye. However, we do have all the keys, so we can advance. I hope something good comes of this. To Iha Inth Lai, a maelstrom of currents tugs at your flesh as you cross the gateway. When you emerge on the other side, you are no longer in the simple tidal caverns beneath Devil Reef, but inside a vast city within the depths. A city of otherworldly alien architecture and surprisingly riches beyond your wildest imagination. Remove each location other than Gateway to Iha Inth Lai from the game, or add them to the victory display if they have Victory X and no clues remaining. Discard each card at those locations. Okay. Then we set aside locations into play as shown in the campaign guide, following the Act 2 setup instructions. Depending on the number of players in the game, put the set aside Hydra enemy in play at the lair of Hydra, slumbering side face up. Put the set aside Dagon enemy into play at the lair of Dagon. Check the campaign log of Dagon has awakened. He enters play in Wakened and Enraged, side face up. If he slumbers, he's slumbering. So he was enraged. Okay, so. Alright, so where are we going to dump all this stuff? Let's just throw it in here. So that's gone. That's gone. That guy gets discarded. That's gone. That guy gets discarded. We didn't discover the clues there. That guy gets discarded. That's gone. That's gone. And these two are gone. That's gone. Oh, he wouldn't technically attack us until the enemy phase. We're still in investigation phase. So now I have to figure out how to set this up, so I will do that, and then I will be right back. All right, I have set up... All right, I have set up Act 2. We have Silas up here at the gateway to Iha Inth Lai. Below him we have many Iha Inth Lai locations and Iha Inth Lai Sanctum locations. We have the lair of Dagon and the lair of Hydra. Hydra is deep in slumber. Thank goodness. But Dagon is awake. Hunter, Massive, Retaliate has fight 7 for evade. Dagon gets -1 fight for each Sanctum location with a key on it. Forced after Dagon is evaded or dealt damage, do the same to a copy of Dagon's Brood in play as well. He has deals 1 damage and 2 sanity, which would be more than enough to kill us at this point. So that's that. So we go to Act 2A, City of the Deep. Version 1. There's 2 versions. How do we know which version we're using? Alright, so we are using Act 2A, City of the Deep, version 1. Deep within the city of Iha Inth Lai, the Deep Ones are performing a ritual that will drown the earth under the seas. The only way to counteract this ritual is to unveil the depths and expose the city to the sky. So as a free triggered ability, we can either remove 1 damage per player from an Ancient One enemy at your location, or investigators at a lair location can spend 1 clue as a group per investigator to decrease the flood level of any non-sanctum location in play. Oh dear. Okay, so the objective is to stop the Deep One's ritual by draining the city. If each location in play is unflooded, advance. Okay, so we'd have to go... either remove 1 damage from an Ancient One at your location, or at the lair, we can spend a clue to decrease the flood level of any non-sanctum location in play. Okay, so we'd need to go... So we'd need to drain the gateway. We would need to go to Mother Hydra's lair and spend clues in order to drain the gateway, if I understand this correctly, presuming there are no other flooded locations in play. Okay, well, let's just see how this works out. I'm not entirely sure. We need to unflood everything. That seems straightforward enough. Okay, so we went to the enemy phase. This dude attacked us. We lost our diving suit. We go to investigation phase. Or sorry, we go to upkeep. And we draw resourceful. All right. Okay, well, we know what we have to do. Actually, during enemy phase, Dagon is a hunter, so he would move. Let's move him up here to the Iha Inthli location right above him. Yeah, this is not ideal, I think. Hydra is asleep. At the end of the round, if an investigator is in the lair of Hydra and Hydra is ready, we place a doom on her. As an action, we can test 4 willpower. If you succeed, either exhaust Hydra or remove 1 doom from her. If you fail by 3 or more, place 1 doom on her. Which just speeds up the game here. I suspect they're going to awaken. Hydra's going to awaken this round too. Alright, it is the Mythos phase of turn 13. We are advancing. Tyrants of the Deep. If Hydra is in play, flip her to her enraged side. As if Dagon is in play, flip him to his enraged side. So yeah, we knew this was coming. So now Hydra's awake as well. 7 fight, 4 evade. Hunter, massive, retaliate. Hydra gets -1 fight for each sanctum location with a key on it. After Hydra is evaded or dealt damage, do the same to a copy of Hydra's Brood in play as well. Hits for 2 damage and 1 sanity. We are on Agenda 3A, the Flood. The great flood has begun. With the ritual complete, the seas shall overtake the earth, and there will be nothing left but the primordial ocean and its denizens. You are all that stands in the way of humanity's extinction. If an Ancient One enemy is slumbering, flip it to its awakened, enraged side. Forced, when your turn begins, if you are a fully flooded location, you struggle for air when your turn ends. If you did not enter an unflooded or partially flooded location during your turn, take 5 direct damage. Alright, well. We are in tough. We managed to get to Act 2A, but it is not looking good for us, unfortunately. It is the Mythos phase, so we have to draw an encounter card. Let's... we didn't change the encounter deck at all, so we'll just draw a card. We get another Dagon's Brood. That is very unfortunate. That is the last thing we needed, was another enemy right now. So it spawns at the lair of Dagon or the gateway to Iha Inthli, whichever is farther from you. Okay, well, that's alright. So he actually spawns over there at the lair. But we're going to, whenever these chumps engage me, I either add a doom or Dagon attacks me, which we cannot survive many of those. And I'm not entirely sure what we have to do. I mean, either move a damage from an ancient one enemy, or investigators at a lair location spend 1 clue per investigator as a group to decrease the flood level at any non-sanctum location. So we're getting attacked regardless of what happens here. All right. So I suspect that once we go, say, we move from the gateway south, we're going to, this Iha Inthli location is probably going to be flooded, and this one is going to be flooded. Whichever way we go, we're going to flood locations. And then we need to go... We've got 3 clues. I mean, theoretically, we could win this. I don't know. Well, let's go to the investigation phase of turn 13. We need to evade this dude. We are going 5v3. Chaos Bag says -4. Let's use our lucky on that one. So we go -4 is 1, +2 is 3, so this guy is evaded. Now we are going to get attacked up the wazoo here. So we have only one option. Actually, we really only have one option, and it's this Iha Inthli location to the west. We can move and move. Hydra's going to come after us. We're going to take some damage and a horror, but Peter can soak it for us. Better her than Dagon at this point. So we'll move down. We find an undersea corridor. As an action, if you control the white key, place it on the undersea corridor. As a free triggered ability, if the white key is on the undersea corridors, move to a connecting location once per turn. Okay, so you get a free move, basically. But it's not flooded. Okay, well, we don't have the white key, so that's meaningless to us. So we might as well just keep moving. We'll move to the Iha Inthli location to the west. Or to the left. That will be our last action. It is the Vault of Riches. If you control the purple key as an action, place it on Vault of Riches, then choose a non-elite enemy at any location. Automatically evade that enemy and move it to Vault of Riches. That enemy does not ready during the next upkeep phase. Group limit once per game. Okay, but it's not flooded either. I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, it didn't say, like, flood the locations or anything, did it? No, it doesn't appear to be. These locations don't appear to be flooded, so... Theoretically, we get into the lair of Hydra and spend a clue to make this unflooded? I'm not sure if I'm playing this right, but we'll just continue as is. Alright, so we've got a bunch of enemies moving. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we can move this dude The Dagon's brood can move north. This guy can... Dagon can move to the undersea corridors. Hydra moves up and attacks us. So we take 2 damage and a horror. Peter will take the horror for us. We go to the next. There's our second copy of Resourceful. Glad to see all our recursion was at the bottom of the deck. Still haven't seen the old key rings, so who knows where they are in the deck. Or our other copy of Sharp Vision. Alright, we're going to the Mythos phase of turn 14. 1 of 10 Doom. We draw another hazardous Treacherous Depths. You must either increase the flood level of your current location or discard assets from your deck with a total resource cost of at least X, where X is our shroud value. Shroud value of 4. We have 2 clues. I'm going to increase the flood level. So we'll have to spend 2 clues at the Lair of Hydra to decrease the flood level at the Vault of Riches and the Gateway to Iha and Thlai. Okay, but we have to evade this lady first. So we're going 5. We'll commit the Grisly Totem, 6. Unrelenting, 7. Resourceful, 8. 6, 7, 8. We'll seal some tokens. I don't know. I feel like we've run out of time and we're going to die here soon, but all I know is that I have to remove all the flooding, so that's what we're going to try to do. And if that's a mistake, well, we'll know for next time. Get that -4 out of there. That -4 has been just a menace all game. So let's seal that up. And we're going to draw a token. We get a skull. That's a -3. There are 4... Oh yeah, there are 4 Iha and Thlai locations in play. There are 4 more Iha and Thlai locations in play that are not flooded. Maybe I was playing that wrong before. Maybe I was being a little too... maybe that becomes a -3 in this particular one. It was a -1 all the time, so maybe I made a mistake there. Alright, so that's a -3, so we were going 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. -3 is 5v4, so Hydra is evaded. Do I pull that back? I could pull Unrelenting back if I want. I'd be 7 -3 would be 4. Yeah, let's do it. We still succeed. We don't need to succeed by a bunch. We just need to succeed. Then we get to Resourceful something. We get a card. We get a Survivor card. What do we want? I mean, there's a Lucky in there. There's a Sharp Vision. There's an Alter Fate and a Not Without a Fight. Oh, the Not Without a Fight would actually be... I'm going to take the Sharp Vision. I don't know if that's right. I feel like we're going to have to maybe discover clues at Lair of Hydra before we're allowed to do the thing we want to do. So, I don't know. It's a tough choice. That will get us 2 clues if we can pull it off. So that was our first action. Second action, we're moving down to the Lair of Hydra. There are 3 clues there. Lair of Hydra gets -1 shroud for each sanctum location with a key. Place the black, purple, or white key on this location to deal 3 damage to an Ancient One enemy that is not slumbering. Group limit once per game. Okay. How come I have all the keys that don't matter? I have 4 keys that don't seem to matter right now. I guess I can spend 2 clues to reduce the flood values of locations. All right, well, let's do that. I don't know what else to do here. So stop the Deep One's ritual by draining the city. So as a free triggered ability, we'll spend 1 clue to remove that flood, and we'll do it again to remove this flood. So we've drained the city. Oh, that's what I'm screwing up. I knew there had to be. This seemed too easy. Yeah, okay. So these are all partially flooded. I knew there had to be something I was missing. So this is partially flooded. This was partially flooded, which then became fully flooded. This is partially flooded, and this is partially flooded. Okay, so that one, let's go back. So that was partially flooded. That was partially flooded, became fully flooded, partially. Oh, and this enters fully flooded? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, there's no way we're winning this one. No way. Okay, so those are fully flooded. Let's flip this one over. Maybe it enters. It does not. Okay, and then that one doesn't either. Okay, so basically we spent 2 clues. We can unflood this one and this one if we spend 3 clues. So we need to collect 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 clues. Or we need to deal an insane amount of damage to these deep ones. Okay, now this is starting to make a lot more sense. It wasn't making much sense to me before. It pays to read the cards. Okay, so that doesn't change. That has 3 clues on it, but that... So we have 1 action remaining. So we evaded her. We moved down. We have 1 more action. Let's run away. Yeah, this is rough. This is poor. This is rough for poor Silas. So this is a 3 shroud location with 1 clue. Statues in the deep. As an action, if you control the blue key, place it on this location, and investigators here spend 1 clue. As a group, automatically evade each Ancient One enemy. Unflood this location. For the remainder of the game, this location cannot be flooded. Group limit once per game. After you fail a skill test while investigating this location, take 1 damage. Okay, so there's a few different ways we can do this. I still think this is a task that is somewhat beyond Silas's capabilities at this point. But we would need a clue. So if we have the blue key and spend a clue, we can evade automatically evade each Ancient One location, unflood this location, and it can't be flooded for the rest of the game. Okay, well, we'll try that next turn. So we go to the enemy phase. We get chased by everything. The broods come down. Yeah, this is quite the affair here. So I assume these 4 sanctum locations will unflood the moment we do that. And then we would need to unflood 1, 2, 3 more locations. That's a lot to do for poor Silas. Upkeep, we draw lucky. Still haven't seen our old key ring. our old key rings, unfortunately. And we go to turn 15 Mythos phase. Our encounter card is going to be Tidal Alignment. Choose a location where there is at least one investigator. Increase that investigator's flood level. We can't. It's fully flooded, and we're going to take damage unless we go to a partially flooded location. Oh dear. Yeah, I feel the noose is closing around me. This gains Surge. We draw another Treacherous Depths. We have to discard an asset from our play area. So we lose Peter. Yeah, this is going south very, very... Oh, no, we can keep Peter. Sorry. 3. Yeah, we can lose the meat cleaver. We keep Peter. All right, yeah, I think this one is... we are simply not going to be able to achieve this objective in time. We can get a clue here, I guess, but then we'll have to run away. Then we're going to take... we're going to take a bunch of damage or put Doom on Dagon. Is there a way out of this? I don't know if there's a way to... we take 2 damage and place 2 Doom on Dagon. We're not taking 2 attacks against Dagon. We could play our track shoes. There's just not enough actions because we're going to take 5 damage if we stay here. Maybe we move out and back. That gives us 1 action and we won't drown. I think that's what we're going to do. Maybe we play our track shoes. Move out. Try to move back. Yeah, let's do that. Play our track shoes. We have underwater track shoes. As our first action, we're going to move out so we don't drown. Then we're going to use our track shoes to try to track back in. So we're going to go 6v3. Chaos Bag says -1. So we exhaust the track shoes. We move back. We have 1 action remaining. We need to get this clue. How do we do that? We do a basic investigate. 2-5. Yeah, so we'll go sharp vision, resourceful, unrelenting. To seal some tokens. -4s come out of the bag. -4s and -5s come out of the bag. And so we're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 v3. Chaos Bag says -2. So we're going 5 v3. We can pull Unrelenting back to our hand. So we get this clue. And we get a card back. So let's go look. I'm going to take another lucky. Okay, so we go to the enemy phase. Now, Dagon and Hydra can move either down or over. We're going to just move everybody over so we can run along the bottom to try to stay out of their way. So we'll just keep moving everybody over. We're not going to drown because we actually left and got some air at the lair of Hydra this turn. We draw our second copy of Track Shoes, no old keyring. 3 of 10 Doom. We draw another Tidal alignment, which gains Surge. And we get Thalassophobia. We are at a flooded location. Otherwise, each investigator at partially flooded takes 1 horror. And each investigator at a fully flooded location takes 1 direct horror that cannot be prevented. Okay, well that card is mean. Get any more of those and we're dead. So we took a direct horror that can't be prevented. That was mean. What we can do is go to the investigation phase of turn 16. We can spend this clue and an action to place the blue key on the Statues of the Deep. Place it on the statues. We spend a clue. We automatically evade each Ancient One enemy. So they're evaded. Unflood this location. So we get our air back, so we don't have to worry about that. And it cannot be flooded. Did we fail a skill test while investigating? No, we did not. Okay. All right. Well, we achieved 1 objective. We got the blue key down. We've got 2 actions remaining. We are going to go 1, 2 to the Sunken Halls. If you control the black key, place it on Sunken Halls. After an enemy enters Sunken Halls, if the black key is on Sunken Halls, deal 2 damage to that enemy. We're going to try to use our Track Shoes to go 6 versus 3. Chaos Bag says -3. We succeed. We move to the Lair of Dagon. The Lair is a 6 shrouds location with 3 clues. Lair of Dagon gets -1 shroud for each Sanctum location with a key on it. So it's a 5 shroud location. Check the campaign log. If all 7 keys are on locations and the Order's rituals was disrupted, we get to read flashback 14. That's not happening. We don't have all 7 keys. And I don't think we disrupted any rituals, so that's not happening. We do have a chance to clear a couple more locations, though, possibly. How many locations do we need to unflood now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can unflood those locations at the lairs. So we'd need 3 clues and probably 1, 2, 3, probably 6 clues in order to do it. Poor Silas, I don't think has 6 clues in him, but we'll see. It is the enemy phase, the broods, so they can go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Do we want them to go down? Sure. Let's move them down here. Just want to stay away from everything if I can. We draw our weakness. Again, no old key rings. No sharp visions. No... What's the other one we're missing? Burn without reading is the other one. 4, we're on Mythos phase of turn 17, 4 of 10 Doom. We draw Conspiracy of Deep Ones, test 2 willpower. This test gets +1 difficulty for each Sanctum location with a key on it. If you fail, you must either place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This effect may cause the current agenda to advance, or the nearest Ancient One enemy in play attacks you. So we're testing 3v3. Okay. Chaos Bag gives us a tablet. We have to either increase the flood level of our location or take a damage. We'll take the damage. We have to either be attacked by an Ancient One or add a Doom. We'll just add a Doom. I don't think we're winning this as it is, so I'm not too concerned about that. If Silas could somehow manage to get 1, 2, 3, 6 clues. I mean, it's possible, but unlikely at this point. I mean, we just haven't seen our clue. You know, the way we gather clues is with old key rings and burn without reading and sharp vision, and we just haven't seen them all game. All right, we go to turn 17. We get our actions. So let's keep moving. We'll just move to this Yeehaw Inthli Sanctum. 4 shroud location with 1 clue. If you control the red key, place it on this location, and investigators here may spend 1 clue as a group. Automatically evade each Ancient One enemy, unflood this location. Yada yada yada. And after any location's flood value is increased, each investigator at this location takes 1 horror. The Syzergy chamber. So again, we just don't have a way of getting clues. So maybe we draw a couple cards. Yay! There's an old key ring, 5th from the bottom. Let's play the old key ring as our last action. We did breathe air at the lair of Dagon, so we're fine there. We go to the enemy phase. The broods and gang move. Everybody moves. We go to upkeep. We draw our sharp vision. We go to the Mythos phase of turn 18, 6 of 10 Doom. We draw another Syzergy. We have to either lose 3 resources, take 2 horror, place a Doom on the current agenda. We'll lose the resources. No problem there. Okay, now we need to discover this clue. So it's the investigation phase of turn 18. We can reduce the shroud value of this load. Now, how do we do this? Do we have to do our move out, breathe, move in trick again? I think so. So we move out, back to Lair of Dagon. We're going to track shoes. That's an auto fail. That's our first auto fail of the game, actually. So that's, I guess, to go 18 turns and not get one is pretty good. I guess we could move up here. Another Sunken Halls. We don't control the black key. And we'll move to this sanctum over here. That's better. Onyx Guardian, 2 shroud location, 1 clue. During the enemy phase... Oh, bloody hell. During the enemy phase, each ready Ancient One can attack investigators here as if they were engaged. Well, that's going to be game. That's pretty mean. So we get attacked for 3 horror and 2 damage. Or 3 horror and 3 damage. And track shoes was exhausted. Well, that sucks, because, I mean, I didn't know a location like this existed here. So we go to the enemy phase. The goon squads continue to move. 2, 3, so they move. They move. We take 3 damage and 3 horror. Peter will take 3 and 1, and then we'll take 2. So we didn't outright die, but pretty damn close. I guess that's the price you pay for having a 2 shroud location. Okay, and we go to upkeep. We draw another copy of Peter. So we'll discard our track shoes. Not worried about my weakness. Not bothering with that this game. We go to the Mythos phase of turn 19. Our encounter card is another deep one. This is the lurking deep one. We take another damage. We have really no way of killing this dude quickly. We need to unflood this location this turn, or we're gonna die. Okay, well, I guess what we do, we need to unflood this location, so we really need to evade this guy. 4. We're going 6v4. Oh, we get an Elder Sign. I didn't commit anything to that. Oh, but I may commit a skill from my skill pile to this test. Okay, sure, we're going to do that. I believe there's an quick thinking in here. Is there not? There sure is. Okay. So we commit a quick thinking, and we are going 7v4, and we succeed. So he is evaded, and we get our action back, and we get to take quick thinking to our hand. So that's once per turn. We're going to investigate. We're going to use the old key ring. Chaos Bag says skull. That is a -1. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. That's a -3, but it doesn't matter because we have the old key ring. So we remove a charge from that. We get this clue. We spend the clue and the yellow key. to unflood this location. We need to get the hell out of here. We're kind of trapped, unfortunately. We can't have Dagon and them attacking me again. Yeah, we're kind of cornered at this point. We don't have anywhere to run. Because we could move track shoes, but that doesn't evade the enemies. We can't stay because we're going to get attacked. So we need how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to still clear 3 locations. 4 locations to clear. And we've just, yeah, we're running out of time here, and we're trapped, and we're gonna die. So we don't want to die here. I don't think it actually matters, to be honest. We got an extra action, which is great, but let's move out of this chamber. We could try to discover a clue, but we're going to place 2 doom. Yeah, this game's over. Okay, so that's unfortunate. So let's just try to grab this clue. We'll use the old key ring. We'll commit unrelenting. And we'll throw a sharp vision in there too, just because it's not a basic skill test, so we're only getting one clue out of it. So we're going to seal the -4s and -5s. We're just playing for pride at this point. And we'll seal those up and see if we can't finish off with a clue. Chaos Bag says +1. Hey, our first +1 of the game. So we reduced its shroud value to 2. We'll just let everything go. It doesn't matter. We gather this clue. And then we get attacked during the enemy phase. They move. We either get attacked by Dagon and die, or we add doom. So we'll take 2 damage and add 2 doom, and then we doom out during the Mythos phase. We draw our second old key ring, the second card from the bottom of the deck. So this is our other burn without reading. Yep. Could have used you a lot sooner. And we go to the Mythos phase and die. R8. Into the Maelstrom, the chanting of the Deep Ones rises to a crescendo. The alien walls of Iha Inthli twist and contort before your eyes like lungs desperately clawing for breath. The air becomes thin, water seeps through the walls. Nothing can stop the pull of the tide now. Nothing can stop the great flood. A triumphant roar sounds throughout the city, and the citizens of the deep rise to meet the cry in their jubilance. You collapse in exhaustion and resignation. Your part is over now. The part of humanity will soon follow. R8. Well, that's not the result we were hoping for, but considering our slow start, not wholly unexpected, we, I think, given, say we had an extra turn, we could have cleared this location, but then we would have still needed to make our way all the way back across Iha Inthli Sanctum and grabbed more clues. Like, I don't think it would have made a difference. Like, I spent all those clues at the lair of Hydra because I screwed up the setup, but I don't think honestly that was going to make a big difference. I could have waited to do that and I still would have been short clues to do it. So anyway, that is going to do it for my blind playthrough of Into the Maelstrom. I hope that you enjoyed it. Apologies again for any mistakes that I made. These blind playthroughs can... there's a lot going on, so sometimes it can be easy to miss things. Not the ending we were hoping for, but that is a defeat for poor Silas. I will be back soon here with we're going to kick off our Edge of the Earth campaign and see how we do in that particular set of scenarios. So I hope that you will stay tuned for that. Remember, if you are a patron of the channel, to stick around for the Patreon post-game show. Until next time, I hope that you have a fantastic day and stay safe out there. Take care. That's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed what you hear, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you need to contact me, I can be reached at manfromlang@gmail.com. I'm also on Twitter at manfromlang. Until the stars are right, keep your shotgun close and your elder sign closer. Take care out there, and happy investigating.